Heroes universe. I am Lilith, and joining me, as always, is
Ricky. Hello.
up for discussion today is issue 3 of Heroes Godsend, and we're also going to discuss a nice little interview from the guy that played Peter Pachard.
He who shall not be named.
It's only because I say it like 50 million different ways.
So, Milo. He was on a podcast called Gilmore Guys. Obviously, mainly talking about the Gilmore reboot and how much he loved going back to it, which kind of was a bit of a pill to swallow. But he does talk briefly about Heroes Reborn at just before the 2 hour mark. So I've got 1 hour and 58. So take a listen to it if you want. What did you think about the way that he explained it? Do you think it was more or less than him saying going back to an old girlfriend?
It was all shade and no tea,
Yeah.
son.
Yeah.
I don't blame him, though.
Yeah.
Gilmore, no offense to Heroes. I like it for what it is. But Gilmore Girls is a little more cerebral and it's a little more fast paced. The writing is a ton. It's head and shoulders better. And, come on, Alexis Bledel? I'm just saying.
I have no idea. I've never watched an episode of Gilmore.
What?
Yep.
Oh,
it's a girl show. I don't watch girl shows. No, I'm joking. I never had the chance to watch it, but obviously we are going to eventually watch at least 1 or 2 episodes. So we'll see how we go from there. So he basically says he got a phone call from whoever, and he thought it was a bit too late in the process of putting the show together. He actually says 9 months too late. It seems like he had a beef with why they were bringing it back. He thinks that they were bringing it back for financial reasons, which we'll say whatever. Take from that what you will. He thought the phone call was a way to kind of dupe the fans, and he didn't want to dupe the fans. He also felt that if he had showed his face and never appeared again, it would have left everyone who was watching it very angry, and he didn't want to make people angry, so he just decided not to go on it. But then if you don't want to make people angry about not going on it, then don't talk about it like an ex-girlfriend. Just say, look, I wasn't invited. But I don't know. What did you think?
I definitely think that there were some things that happened during the last, I'd say, season and a half of Heroes that left a lot of the cast bitter.
Mm-hmm.
So, and for reasons, because it's Hollywood, you don't really get into it unless you want to be blackballed.
Yep.
So that was just my take on it.
Yeah, fair enough. Cool. So I guess we'll talk about Heroes Godsend, issue 3. Yeah, what did you think about it?
I mean this in the best way. It was good filler.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt. It was very good filler. Nothing much really happened, but you could tell something was coming.
But to quote Harrison Ford from an Indiana Jones movie, well, paraphrase, spiders, it had to be spiders.
So, we'll explain what happened. So, it starts off with Farah asking what Lindemann has done to end up at Rikers, and he gives a laundry list and adds assault to it during it. Farah asks why they would want Lindemann to help them, and then he brings a fly back to life, much like Dr. Rapey from Heroes Reborn, which I think was a little Easter egg. And then we get flashbacks to Farah getting a helix, or the Godsend helix on her, which we never really knew about. Yeah. And it was part of her training. She had to enter like a spider's nest in order to grab the queen. Her uncle...
It's dead.
Yeah. Her uncle says to live in fear of death is not really to live it at all. So, yeah, I guess, you got the Mr. Miyagi sensei giving you advice. While she's in there, she does a little Miss Muffet nursery rhyme and starts talking about it. She's bitten by the queen, and that is what they call the Mark of Lashkari. So yeah, she's had the Godsend helix on her the whole time, hidden on the inside of her wrist, so we would never really see it on the show.
Let's be real, that was just kind of an afterthought.
Yeah, I like it. I like it, though.
I like it, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
They put fear in the background far too long for this to have been that important to the story.
Then she is starting her escape with Mr. Winderman, and you hear a conversation about Mr. Vance from Bob Vance Refrigeration working. He's attempting to break someone out. Farah leaves without telling the guards that, someone's breaking out, because she's kind of breaking someone out.
Yeah.
So they escape, and also this other guy escapes, and we go back to Angela's. Melina's cured. That's the end of that.
And now she gets to go on a date for
Yeah.
a job well done.
Yes, with Jamal, and she says, what's wrong? That's his name.
Sorry.
She says yes, and when they're on the date, they are attacked by the guy who escaped. He throws a burning garbage can in through the window, and it starts a fire. She tells Jamal to save the people while she deals with the escapee.
And he throws himself in front of a bus.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want to deal with her. And I'm like, oh, great. Now we got a new villain.
Yeah.
And two issues to wrap up a new villain. Awesome.
Yeah, she confronts the criminal, says that she has my family, all while saying, who is Mr. Vance? So the whole thing kind of confused me, unless, we're doing a kind of...
It's Angela and damn HRG. We all know this, right?
He runs away and dies before spilling the beans. So there's a couple of things which are very comic booky in this, at least to me anyway. So you have...
Radioactive Spider-Man.
Yeah. Not even that. Just like the whole kind of leaving the jail without telling someone, and then it comes back to haunt her is very, with great power comes great responsibility. So, yeah.
Yeah, I totally got that vibe too.
Yeah, definitely. And then at the end...
Jamal's Mary Jane!
And then at the end, that kind of bit where he gets killed just reminded me of Daredevil episode 3, where the guy, headbutts the Spike instead of giving up who Kingpin is. So, yeah.
Did your issue have the one-page profile of Daniel Linderman?
Or Mr. Linderman in the back, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, they just do a little bit of a description about him at the end, which just if you've been listening to the podcast, it basically tells you nothing that you don't already know. So yeah.
Then again, there's some people who did kind of get into Heroes Reborn without getting into Heroes. Yeah, there are a few people who did that. So
we need to find one of them people. And
how long, on a scale of 1 to 10, how lost were you?
I know. And then how long did you stick with it? So yeah.
No, wait, on a scale of lost to Doc New Who, how lost are you?
So yeah, that's basically the end of the episode or the issue. What did you think? Apart from it being a filler, what did you think of the rest?
I thought that the artwork was great. I really enjoy the artwork that they have for this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it was good filler, and I really feel like they are playing with the origin story format. Like on the TV show, they had to be a little more grounded, but in this, they can be a little more fantastical.
Yeah,
they kind of go more in depth, and I've been enjoying that. Like I really hate that Farrah got so shafted, so I've really been enjoying this book.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully, at the end, she becomes a lawyer in Chicago.
Something like that. As long as she wasn't trying out for Nancy Drew, I think she'll be okay. Yep. So what would you give this issue?
I'd give it a B. It's it's decent enough, but it's not
it didn't really go anywhere.
It's not my Paolo Nikki filler episode that I love. Let's go with that. Yeah, that's right.
You. I'm just gonna hop on a plane right now and I'll see you in 2 days.
How about you?
I gave it a B as well. B as in boy. As in Batman. But not Mexican Batman, because that's Carlos.
Or as in boy as in Jamal. Boy Jamal. Let's just leave it at that. Anyway.
So, if you guys are reading these, please feel free to send in your thoughts to primatechfiles@gmail.com, or you can tweet to us at primatechfiles, or you can leave a message on our Facebook page. Yep, facebook.com/primatechfiles. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Or at inbox us on Tumblr, primatechfiles@tumblr.com.
Ooh, bring the Tumblr back. So yeah, I guess all that's left to say is download the podcast, save the world, and keep the rebellion alive.